Alright guys, how's it going? Awesome Soul here, and I am back with my little informative series for newer players on the different movement methods in the game and how exactly they interact with everything else. So today's episode is on walker legs. So, as always, we will be starting off with the overall points. So for the pros, they have pretty good armoring. Second highest, actually. Just below treads. Just slightly less. They're incredibly maneuverable. Able to jump and climb pretty much any surface you can think of. They're also very stable. So when it comes to long-range fighting, if you want to keep that accuracy, legs are a good choice. As far as cons go, legs provide the enemies with a pretty large target, and again, due to their size, making a walker that's rather low profile is rather difficult to pull off. So, this is how they're going to function with SMGs. Pros. They're great for ambushing, such as jumping down on unsuspecting foes from above. Although, if you're doing this, you might want to just limit to like one target. Or if you see your your allies moving in, you can jump in from behind and sort of do a sneak attack that way. As I said before, they're also very stable, so if you're looking for, if you're more comfortable at longer ranges with SMGs, it might be good. Cons for the SMGs. Well, SMGs with walkers, anyways. Again, they are pretty large targets. So it makes you the prominent target, especially in close range, where the SMGs work best. They're also hard for teammates to get around due to the nature of close quarters combat. Just like having a whole bunch of bots just clustered together. Yeah. Next up, we have Plasma. For pros, they can easily get up to high points on the map and support your teammates with far-off bombardments. They can also lean over the side of cliffs and shoot enemies that are down below you. So say, like, if you were playing a hovercraft, for example, you couldn't do that without sliding down the hill. Whereas legs can grip onto the hill and lean down and peek over just to see what's up. Although the cons, they are slower to get into position than most other movement types. Next up, we have rails. So, for the pros, they can get up to places where most bots have a hard time getting to. They're very stable, even on rough surfaces, allowing you to keep your aim. They're also able to cling to surfaces and able to get a better shot. So like if you wanted to peek over something, you could climb up a ledge and get a nice shot that way. However, if you're missing a few legs, well, depending on how many legs you have total, but if you're missing a few, and you only have a few left, they tend to twitch out a little bit, which makes pinpoint aiming pretty difficult. And then we have Nanos. They're good for following around groups of walkers, say like other rail units or walker plasmas that are up on a ridge. You can get up to them and just protect them from, like, the occasional bomber that's gonna fly by. You can just top them up. Top up your allies, that is, not the bomber. Also, they can save crashed air units that are sitting up on ridges. As far as cons go, though, again, they can be rather large targets compared to other medic bots, which would obviously make you a more prominent target than you already are, because medics are pretty much a prominent target you're going to be wanting to aim for regardless. They're also slower than other medics, generally speaking, but there are ways to increase your speed. And then finally, as always, as far as weapons go, we have the Teslas. So for pros, they can be used to simply deter enemies from getting too close to you, just as a precautionary measure, I guess you could say. Although I haven't seen too many people use it in this manner. Anyways, Teslas underneath your bot will allow you to pin down smaller bots by like jumping on top of them and doing a bit of damage that way. Although this is pretty difficult to do, so if that's something you'd want to do, I recommend going into practice and, well, practicing a lot, because you'll need it, trust me. And then cons, a pretty big one, although it's only one. They're oftentimes far too slow to make Teslas useful on a walker build, but if you really want to use Teslas, by all means go right ahead. And finally, moving on to the movement complement section. The section where I tell you which other movement methods work well with, in this case, walker legs. Starting off with wheels. If your legs do get shot off in battle, you could use your wheels, which would obviously be a much smaller target, and, you know, easily hideable, depending on the way you've built your bot. So if you have the wheels remaining, and you have all your legs shot off, you can still get around. Hovers. They're good for getting around pretty quickly, so all you have to do is jump and hold the spacebar. Spacebar. It's pretty key that you hold spacebar though, as your legs will have a tendency to grab onto surfaces if you don't. Next up is tracks, or treads, depending on whichever one you prefer. Anyways, so there's not really much of a point to adding tracks onto your vehicle if you're using legs primarily. They simply limit your jumping ability and basically just slow you down. Wings. So, legs and wings go together like peanut butter and jelly, I guess you could say. They allow you to get into positions a lot faster. And you can fly to a medic, say if you're missing some legs and you're sort of twitching out on the ground, you can just get around that way, get topped up, and get back in the fight. And finally, we have thrusters. So they are always a good choice on any walker design. They can increase the height of your jump or the length of your jump, as well as allow you to pull off advanced maneuvers such as ground dashing, which is another video I've done. So check that out in the description below if you want to learn how to ground dash. Anyways, that's about everything for my little new introduction, or new player introduction to legs. Leave a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're looking for more. There's definitely more of these videos on the way. I've been the Awesome Soul, and I'll see you next time.